Anybody know what time it is?
Uh, oh, it's that time.
You know what it is. Ha. And you know what we do. Hey, it's the What Up Doe, the What Up Doe, the What Up Doe show. Yo, 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 what up, though? It's your boy OG Tim Wilson. I am here live on a Friday night, and this is the What Up, Though show. Got a lot to talk about, but a whole lot of the same shit to talk about over and over again. Because all everybody's been talking about is Katt Williams. We gonna talk about it too, but we gonna take some different angles. Because you know me, I can't talk about what everybody else talking about. Even if I'm talking about what everybody else talk about. Got to talk about it different. That said, man, I got my homeboys with me, the nasty boys, Big Ed and Waves. What up, though, Big Ed?
What up, though?
What up, though, Waves?
What's good?
What's good? Yo, and Dejan was just here, so I got to say, what up, though, Dejan, because I know you in the building. I also got to give a big shout out to my girl, Cece. I know you're going through a little something, so, yo, we going to make sure we post your GoFundMe on the What Up, Though Show fan page, because I got absolutely nothing but love for you. You're like a sister to me. She just had brain surgery, so we want to make sure we get you a whole lot of love and as much love as we can get to you. All right? And happy birthday to all the people out there that's celebrating birthdays. Happy birthday to all of y'all. Mm-hmm. And Big Ed looked like he had something to say, man. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started and let Big Ed speak on his Big Ed
I
shit.
just had a question for you. It ain't the same CC that I know, is it?
No.
Okay. Just had to make sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Prayers still going out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you talking about CC from, they used to do the show with Chris.
Yep.
Yeah. No, not that CC.
Okay, I just had to make sure. That was my partner right there.
Yeah, she was cool as hell. CC was cool as hell.
Yeah.
What they Chris and
that's
CC?
how.
Was that the name of that show?
Yeah, it was Chris and CC in the morning, and then they added Big Ed to it.
Yeah. So yeah, CC was real cool. It was good people.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, speaking of people. Speaking of people from our old radio station, what we talking about, by the way, Big Ed like to talk about inside shit that y'all don't know what we talking about. So we used to work at the same radio station back in the day. That's actually where we know each other from. And so speaking of WKPO, 105.9 WKPO in Madison, Wisconsin, a.k.a. Janesville, Big Diesel, good friend of mine, Big Diesel, he used to do radio with me down there as well. I mean, he and I got really close. He was like my guy for a while. We went everywhere I went. I took Big D's with me. Big D's was my guy. Well, Big D's was in town, man. I'm gonna see him tomorrow. Actually, he called me.
Tell Big Ed said, "What up?"
Yeah, he called me last night and said, "Yo, I'm gonna be in Detroit tomorrow." I was like, "Cool, let's hook up." And then he just hit me up as I was on my way home, let me know he just got in town. So we're gonna link up tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be so happy. I'm excited to see that dude, man. Me and Big D's, that's my boy.
Right?
I had a built-in bodyguard hanging with that motherfucker. We didn't call him Big Diesel for nothing. This motherfucker went and bought a jersey and got a 6X, and it was too tight. That's big. That's Big Diesel. That's my nigga. I love that nigga, man. I miss that dude, man. So yo, I'm excited to see Big D's, and I will see him tomorrow. I'm excited about it. I don't know. I'm damn. Now I don't know what to talk about. Oh yeah, it ain't over, motherfuckers. If you're drinking, go ahead and drink up, man. This shit is a lot funnier when you're drunk.
Look, check it out. I done switched up the studio, so it's a few new things, and now I got liquor up here. I ain't gotta go downstairs for the liquor no more.
Good. Oh, he's upstairs now. Look at him. They moved him to the attic, and he trying to act like he's a cool.
Man, hey,
I
the
can
new
see the
studio.
flowers in the background. I see the flowers in the background. Get it, flowers in the attic.
Man, the new studio cool as hell.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good, man.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's good. You look happy. You got
Oh
a
yeah.
haircut. Both of y'all got cleaned up for New Year's. I see
Got a
you.
haircut. My wife bought me a new chain.
Charlie Brown gave you a new sweater.
It ain't that simple for me. Look, my mustache tickled me in the middle of the night last night. I cut this shit off because of it.
Wow.
I got frustrated. I was tired again. Woke up over some BS, so I took care of it.
Said my mustache tickled me. Get the fuck.
See,
Yeah,
I
that's
just
exactly
I
what
just got
happened,
sick. I just got sick of looking. I just got sick of looking like who done it and what for. So yeah, had to go get cleaned up.
You know what?
Hey, what'd you say? What'd you say? Presentation. If presentation is king, production is queen, right?
No.
Oh, something like that.
Okay. It was something.
What you got for us, OG?
It is content is king and presentation is queen. That's what
Okay. There you go. There you go. So presentation is better now, right?
Okay, all right. I got you. You sound better. You look better. Damn. I hope you smell better. I can't tell. You've been wiping your head with your hat.
Yeah. You know, it don't matter what I do up here. It's still hot as hell.
Yeah, well, they got these new things out now. They call air conditioners. It's like you turn it on and it cools off hot areas.
But if I gotta put an air conditioner in the window. I can't put the air conditioner on in the house. The heat. I got the heat on.
Get you a desk
Put a fan. Get a fan. A fan will work.
I got one, but it's behind the screen.
Okay.
Is it turned on?
Yeah, it's turned on, but it ain't working.
Right. But they got these little portable air conditioners you can get. They about this big. They little box.
And they quiet.
Yeah, you put some water in it.
Okay.
Turn that mug on, and it got a little light on it too. It's kind of cool, actually. I use it all summer long.
I'll look into it
because it costs less than blowing the central air, and I just put my little portable, and I put it up on the table so that it's facing right in my face when I go to sleep, and I turn that mug on, boom, it blow all night, blow cold air on me.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, it's cool. It cost me about $30, and I done got about $80 worth of use out of it.
We doing a shot?
No. You can do all the shots you want.
I was just gonna say I already did mine.
I ain't trying to stop you. I'm not doing no shot. But I ain't stopping you.
I thought we always did one together. So okay, well, cheers.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I already hit my shot. I ain't gonna lie.
Cheers. Cheers. So anyway, man, getting down to business, since we done did all of that chitter chatter. This week, the biggest story of the week, we may as well dive right in because I don't know how long we're going to sit here. So we may as well dive right in. Katt Williams was on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay this past week. And I thought it was funny that during the interview, Shannon said, "Man, ain't nobody else gonna come on here. You kill him. They gonna take me off the air." And Katt said, "No, I'm taking you to the next level. I'm gonna take you to the next level." Mm-hmm. And Katt was correct.
Yeah.
Because as of this morning, they were at over 11 million views, which is the most views he's had on any of his episodes. By far. I mean, it's not even close. And that number is still counting because I know at least 3 people that just watched it for their first time today. And I also know another guy that watched it for the 3rd time today.
I've watched it twice.
I'm still working my way through it.
So I listened to Club Shay Shay and I've always done it. I'm not a big fan of watching those shows on YouTube. I don't even watch our show on YouTube. I listen to it. I'm more of a listener than a watcher when it comes to podcasts because I guess I'm old school and I like to hear my podcast.
We come from radio.
Well, that don't mean I don't watch television, but I've always, when I started with podcasting, the video component wasn't there yet, and I like to listen to my podcasts. I don't really like to watch them,
right?
Largely because I don't like how most of the people look.
Yeah.
even with Chad and Ocho, even though I know them both, Chad is not as entertaining to me when I see him, when I'm looking at him, because I don't like. I think he looks cornier than he sounds,
Yeah.
and I'm too busy criticizing the way they look. You know, my mind inside is too busy building critiques about how they look, and I'm missing shit that they say. So I prefer to listen to podcasts. So I always listen to them the following morning while I'm getting dressed for work. Both the Chad and Ocho and the Club Shay Shay and First Take for that matter. So I listen to shows more than I do watch them. Now,
Right.
I can agree with that.
so I heard the Cat Williams um, interview before most people was ready for it, before most people were on it, before it went viral. I listened to it because I just listened to it religiously every morning, right? And it was playing, and I was sitting there going, "But damn, this motherfucker's going in on everybody." And I didn't know it was gonna go viral. I was just sitting there going, "But damn, motherfuckers don't know what they missing. This nigga's going crazy. He getting everybody catching the business." And he was going, and I was just like, "Wow, wow." And then the next day, everybody was talking about it, and I was like, "Okay, now I got to go back and hear it again." The second time I watched it, no, the second time I listened to it again. I listened to the whole thing over again, and then the third time, which was this morning, I actually watched it. So today was the first time I was actually a view on YouTube. I'm
Okay.
added to the views now, but I was definitely part of the listening audience
Yeah.
first time around.
I was a viewer as soon as I saw it that it popped up on my stream. I was like, oh shit, I gotta check this out.
And that's the same thing I had. It just popped up on my feed. I was like, "Cat, ooh, I'm interested to see where this goes." Cause
So what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Waze?
man, my initial thoughts were this shit sounds so crazy that I can't help but to believe him. Because at a certain point, something sounds so crazy it has to be real,
Uh-huh.
you know? And especially when it came to said. And now more and more video clips are popping up showing said's jokes in comparison to jokes well before him.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it looks like said's reputation is basically done.
Said is taking. He's definitely taking a hit here.
So is Steve.
Steve is taking a hit as well. Yes, absolutely. Um, but Said is taking a different kind of hit than Steve.
Yeah.
Steve ain't taking as much of a hit because, at least not here, because like he said, he hasn't done stand up since that show in Detroit where we were battling and I ate his ass up. Right? And he said that in the interview, and I remember that. I mean, everybody here remembers that. They billed it as a battle. Steve tried to come out and like, I don't do battle. This ain't no battle. We're just doing a comedy show. And I don't even know why they battle. They build it like that. And Steve came out and did his set, and it was all cool and dandy. And Katt came on after him and said, "Fuck what he's talking about. This is a battle. This ain't no, this is a battle. You coming in here with your little raggedy two-piece suit, motherfucker," and went off on him. I mean, told his ass
Your
up.
bald head with your fake high top.
No, I'm talking about when he did the show in Detroit.
No, that's what.
He told his ass up. He was talking about his he was talking about his TV show when he talked about the high top fake. Talking about his TV show with the fake high top. No, but when he did the show in Detroit, they did a comedy show at Joe Louis Arena before they tore it down, and I mean he ate Steve's ass up. Steve was salty. Steve was salty. He ran out of town. Cause he was on before that. I don't know why it's built like that and this not that. He was trying all doing radio interviews and making sure that people know. And he did his shit. And Katt came up there and said, "Fuck that. It's a battle, motherfucker." And just I mean, he roasted Steve for about 30 minutes. He for about the first 30 minutes of his set, he roasted Steve Harvey. I right on stage, came on right after him and lit his ass up.
Well, that's
And
what
and
he's
that's
supposed
where
to
he's
do.
saying Steve stopped doing stand up after that night. And he was right. That was true. I've not seen Steve do stand up since then. That is very true. Um,
Yeah.
and then but the untold part of that story is that Katt didn't leave town. He hung out in town for a little while longer until one night he was out at one of these clubs. He was out at Cutter's and some guy walked up and smacked his ass in front of everybody. Smacked the shit out of him too.
Yeah.
Trick Daddy put out a video
And then he was
earlier.
out he was out the next day. Next day he
Trick
was
Daddy
fighting.
put something out earlier. Trick Daddy put something out earlier where he ended up getting into a fight with like a teenager or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
while ago.
Yeah, Williams when they was playing soccer. He went out and joined these kids and was playing soccer with these kids, and him and one of the kids got into a fight, and the little boy whooped his ass.
Well, that's initially why I was like, all right, I'm taking it as kind of like crazy rambling. Katt might need a little help, but then the more I listened to it, I was like, but is he lying though? Like, that was what I kept.
Don't mean he lying. Just I don't think he can kick Said's ass, but he ain't lying about what happened, right?
Oh no.
No, not at all.
Said definitely did steal his joke. I know that.
Oh yeah.
Said it, and also said stole this joke. Y'all remember this joke? Well, this is you probably remember Said telling it a little different, but this where he got it from.
The only way that I can answer that question is by telling the Abomination story. It's a true story. See, there was this white family lived in Mississippi, and they had this man who worked for them occasionally named Abominicious. Now, he did various small jobs for them on and off for about a week. One night, he had just finished bartending a party, and the lady of the house realized that she didn't have any money. So she said to him, Abominicious, I want to write you a check, but I don't know how to spell Abominicious. And he said, well, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. See, when I came to work for you, I told you my name, and then I said, but you can call me by my initials.
So Cedric the Entertainer is famous for telling the Abominicious joke during the Kings of Comedy, where he had a cousin, uncle he never met, and he said, "Yeah, my name's Claire. They call me by my niche. They call me Abominicious." And he said, "I'm just calling, hey, Abominicious, Abominicious." And then he said, "I was telling him something. Yeah, Abominicious wanted to come on over there." And he said, "Who?" He said, "Abominicious. Why you calling him Abominicious?" He said, "Because he said what he told me. He told me he said everybody call him Abominicious." He said, "No, his name's CJ. He said call me by my initials." And that's what Cedric the Entertainer did that in the Kings of Comedy. But that's a very old TV show, long before Kings of Comedy, with someone else telling the story of Abominicious.
Who was it that told the story?
It was some old TV show. It's an old TV. It's such an old TV show. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's an old fucking TV show that told the story long before the year 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like a old show. I don't even remember. I don't even know what show it was. It's an old TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Cedric the Entertainer just figured nobody know this old shit.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Took a joke, took a bit from an old TV show and made it a bit.
Yeah, he got a discrete TV show that he remembers watching probably as a kid.
Probably.
And he remembered it all of a sudden and came up with his version of that joke.
Yep.
Ain't that kind of like how Dolomite came in being a comedy power too?
Not exactly, but I
taking old stories and making them his own.
No, it was Dolomite. There was a homeless guy that used to do those stories, and Dolomite would feed this nigga to get him to tell those stories.
To get the stories.
Tape recording. he would have his tape recorder, and he said, "I feed you. You tell me those stories." So he would feed the nigga and record it. So the dude would tell those stories, and he record him telling those stories, and then he went up
Okay.
and started doing them on stage, and he blew up.
Pretty much stealing other people's shit.
Yes, yes. I mean, but like I said, I get your point. Yeah, so he was stealing shit. Yeah, yeah. But
within the hood market, he technically paid for that material.
Man, it don't care if you steal in the hood or in the suburbs. It's still stealing.
yeah, no, it's like- but like he said, he technically paid for it in the market, considering he fed him for it.
Yeah, he
He
technically
fed, at
paid.
least he fed the man for the material.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, if we gonna get down to the technicals like that, yeah, okay.
Hey, the technicalities.
He still stole it though.
He stole it, but he paid for it. So it ain't stealing if you paid for it. But it is tricking if you got it.
Oh hell yeah.
yeah.
Look here. But that's not all. We going hard on Cedric the Entertainer, but he didn't just go at Cedric. He went at a lot of people.
Man, he went at everybody. Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley.
Oh, he told Ricky Smiley a new asshole.
Ooh, you didn't hear that.
Man, Ricky Smiley can't have a career after this.
He lit Ricky Smiley ass up.
Ricky Smiley can stick to his podcast career that he's got going on right now, and hopefully.
Oh no, that's done too. That's done.
Not everybody gonna stop listening to him just because Katt
I'm
told him
interested.
asshole, but
I ain't going
Katt
front.
told him a new asshole.
I'm gonna be listening to his podcast all this coming week because I want to know what he's got to say about it.
And I've never heard his podcast. I've never been a huge Ricky Smiley.
Okay. Let me put it to you this way.
So I've never heard his podcast.
Let me put it this way. Would you rather had Ricky Smiley as Money Mike or Katt Williams as Money Mike?
Oh, ain't no doubt.
No,
Ricky Smiley don't even fit
No, he don't fit that.
at all.
Ricky
I
Smiley
thought he was pretty good in the part he played, though.
He looked like a crackhead.
He did. He
Ricky
did.
Smiley playing Money Mike is like having that dude that said, "I am delivered. I ain't gay no more." Playing goddamn, playing Craig.
Playing Dolomite. Playing.
Oh wow.
Even though that actually ain't too far from the truth.
Exactly.
Boom, boom.
That's why I started laughing so bad.
Yeah, I go kicking some Katt shit. Yes, Rudy Ray Moore is gay as a motherfucker. All right, Rudy Ray Moore was gay as I am delivered. All right, so let's just call it what it is.
I am delivered.
That's Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
When he wasn't being Dolomite, goddammit. So let's call that what it is. Anyway, yeah, Katt was he went at Steve, he went at Faison.
Ooh.
He went hard at Kevin Hart.
I ain't going front. Though I agree with what Katt was saying about Faison, kind of hurt a little bit because I am a big fan of Big Perm and Big Worm. You know, so I actually enjoy a lot of Faison's roles. So, and then I was like, damn, but you know, I ain't never heard of a Faison stand-up. He's a good comedic actor in certain types of roles. Now I see what Kevin was saying, but man, that kind of hurt a little because I am a little bit of a fan of Faison.
Now, Faison is from Detroit. I remember Faison. I've met him shortly before he left Detroit. So I have seen him do stand up here, and I've seen him do stand up since he's been Big Worm. So Faison is not a bad stand up. He is a good stand up. He's very funny.
Okay. But out of three of us though, you're the only one that seen Faison in stand up.
Yeah, because he's got more famous for acting when he moved to California. He does more of that. But he got on. He left here as a stand-up comic, and he went out there and he got the part of doing the voice of Robin Harris in Bebe's Kids cartoon,
Yep.
and then from there he landed quite a few. He got the part with Robert Townsend on Parenthood, the TV show, and he took off from there and got a lot more roles. So, yeah, you get out there and you find your lane. I mean, a lot of people don't. A lot of not everybody knew Mike Epps was still doing. Knows that Mike Epps still does stand up, or started as a stand up. A lot of these actors started as stand ups, and then they get out there and they get more famous for. It's just not a. Katt is right. He is one that really stand up is what he does best. He's a better stand up comedian than he is an actor.
Right.
That's what he does, right? And not that's not the case for all of them. A lot of them get more roles. I mean, Faison has done a lot while he gave Faison a lot of shit. But I know Faison as a stand up because I know him from here.
No,
I was
Right.
doing stand up at the time. I started doing stand up shortly before he left Detroit, and we only met. We never worked on the same show together, but we have shared the stage before.
no.
Okay.
I got a question for you guys. Then. Based on, what Katt had said about Faison, do you think him mentioning Faison the way he did opened up an opportunity for Faison to get that stand-up comedy special? Probably more likely it'll be on Prime.
That's it. That's if Faison gets up and does stand up.
He does do stand up.
Yeah, but does that open up an opportunity for someone like Amazon Prime, Netflix, to come to
I
him?
think it
An
does.
opportunity for that.
I think it does because I think more people want to see him now.
Okay. To me, when he went after Wayne Colley about doing the internet shit that he does, Country Wayne,
Mhm.
that would have been an opportunity for him to do stand up.
For who?
For Faison.
I didn't
What
know.
are you talking about? What?
I
What?
didn't know anything about that.
What the? Clarify
Y'all
that.
didn't hear about the Country Wayne and Faison beef?
Oh,
Where
when he beat him up or something like that? Didn't he beat Country Wayne up?
no, it was when he was talking about how Country Wayne is making his money off Facebook skits and and internet shit, but ain't doing no specials or nothing. So they're not getting no residuals or nothing like that.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh yeah. Faison went in on the internet comedians.
And I get that. A lot of comedians don't care for the internet comedians that much, because it's different. And I've done it. I've been on. I was with Tony Roberts down in Houston, and they had Jess Hilarious headlining. They had Jess Hilarious headlining. Jess Hilarious is not a stand-up comedian.
No, she's not a headliner, especially.
I
She might
agree.
be an opening act.
Jess Hilarious is not even an opening act.
Oh
For
wow.
a big show, but she draws a crowd, so they put her name on the ticket and gave her that kind of a cachet because people was coming to see her. She was
Right.
absolutely horrific. She was terrible. I did not even smile.
Oh wow.
She didn't even get a smile out of me when I was watching, because I didn't know who she was. So I was curious, and she made sure that she got her a separate dressing room set up so that she wasn't in the green room with the rest of the comics. And when I say the rest of the comics, I'm names out here: Bill Bellamy, Tony Roberts, Michael Blackson. We all in here chilling, kicking it. She had to have her own separate room. She wasn't in here with us. So I'm like, who is this bitch? I didn't know who she was at the time. I wasn't up on it. I went and looked her up later and found out who she was. But one thing I did know was, and I got it when I saw her. I said, okay, she's a lot more entertaining here, but she was terrible on stage.
Right.
I mean, terrible.
in reality, I find her funny, but as a sketch type of comedy. I could see her find some success if she decided she wanted to make a shot at SNL. I could see her making a success,
She's going to be on the Breakfast Club now.
Oh, she's been on the Breakfast Club for a while.
and I could see her being
No,
really.
she just joined She's been on there, but she's joined the Breakfast Club now.
Right. No,
She's
what I'm
part of
saying
the
is
crew now.
she's been a guest host since Angela Yee left.
No, she hasn't. No, she's a regular. She is not a guest host. She is a regular on the Breakfast Club now. She just got hired last week, a week before last, something like that. She ain't been on this.
No, I'm saying before that.
It was news. She's just recently gotten hired as a member of the Breakfast Club.
Right.
And I can see I can see her being very successful in that role as well.
I can see that working. I can see that working.
But stand-up wise, no,
it's very different from doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I can't see her as a stand-up.
No.
If I'm to be honest, I can't see a lot of people that come out of Wild 'N Out as a stand-up.
Mostly everybody on Wild 'N Out are stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
99% of
Matt Rife was funny as hell.
Matt Rife, Carlos Miller,
DC Young Fly, Chico Bean.
I see DC more as an entertainer than a straight-up comedian.
DC is a stand-up comedy.
Oh, he's a stand-up comic.
Because the 85 South, even before they gave him their Netflix series, I've been watching 85 South their entire career.
Man, let me put it this way. I'm getting ready to pay money for my anniversary to go see DC Young Fly, Carlos Miller, and Chico Bean on stage with Mike Epps and somebody else.
So I've seen that. I've seen the show.
Oh, Lil Duval. Lil Duval. That's who it is.
Okay, Lil Duval gonna be funnier than everybody on that show. Lil Duval is the best comedian you just named.
Yeah.
Chico Bean is pretty good. Is good. Lil Duval is the best comedian you just named. Mike Epps is very funny, but he can be hit or miss sometimes.
He's a great host.
He's an awesome host.
Yeah, he's an awesome host.
He's an extremely funny actor. But doing stand up, if he's hot, he's hot, and when he's not, he's not.
Right.
I've seen him tear the house down, and I've also seen him
blow the house up.
I've seen him bomb like crazy, and I've seen him blow up. I've seen him rip the place apart. I've seen him do both. I tell you, I've never seen bomb, and that's where I want to go next. When it comes to this Katt Williams conversation,
right?
Why do people love the fucking train wreck? Why are people so negative? Why?
What train wreck?
You, Waze, everybody. Why do everybody love a train wreck?
What train wreck?
Why does everybody love the problem? Why does everybody love negativity and drama? Why?
Oh, you talking about what this whole Katt Williams thing?
Oh, so why are we looking at Katt?
Not with the whole Katt Williams thing, with just the portion you're focused on, just the portion you came to talk about.
No, wait, because
there's a lot of positive shit he said.
Let me.
Nobody has been talking about.
Let me hurry up and jump in and say, we haven't touched on what I wanted to talk about.
I said, no, don't even give me that. Because the very first thing I said when I opened the show was, what's your first thought? And you jumped right in on Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah. And that's probably because it was.
And when I said what else? You jumped right in on Ricky Smiley. That's right where you jumped. Don't give me the bullshit. Don't give me the bullshit.
Well, I will say this, because I think people are taking something two different ways. I don't know if you agree with me. I'm pretty sure, OG, you actually agree with me. But people are saying that what Katt Williams has had to say about Earthquake was a negative thing. But I think he was more speaking on Earthquake being as great as he is, but not getting the type of love he deserves type situation, where he's kind of blackballed in a sense.
No, he said Earthquake doesn't get more television and movie roles because he's illiterate. That's what he said.
Yeah,
he can't read. That's what he said.
He can't read, yes. He said he got the chance, but when they put them cue cards in front of him, he could not deliver.
Read them. He couldn't read them.
Can't read, yeah. But he said he's a great comedian.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get that type of a break because he's illiterate.
Oh,
which is at the time you're listening to it, you're just like another damn moment. But if you just listen to it, it's actually a damn moment.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about the damn.
Yeah, I mean that's what. That's a
about
pretty
50
serious.
to 50 to 75% of the community that can't read.
That's a pretty serious thing, man. If what he's saying is true, and and he didn't say it jokingly,
No,
and he didn't say it as a
Oh no.
shot at him,
no,
but it's taken as a shot at him because he was taking shots at so many people
right.
that it was taken that way. But it wasn't really. He really said it like a explanation as to
Well,
Right.
and exactly, and see, that's the thing. It's the cultural thing for me, is because we understand what he was trying to say, but the people who are saying he was in the wrong for bringing up earthquake like that, they don't get what he was actually saying because they don't understand what he is saying.
I mean, I won't say that he's right for putting his business out there like that if it's true. I won't say that he's right for saying it. I just don't know. It just bothered me that I've read comment after comment after post and video after video, and everything has to do with all the negative shit he said about people.
Right.
Nobody mentioned.
Okay.
Nobody. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say. So what's the positive stuff that came
But
out?
nobody
the
mentioned
interview.
the fact that he showed nothing but love for Nick Cannon.
Yep.
He had nothing but good things to say about D.L. Hughley. He showed nothing but love to Bernie Mac. He showed nothing but love but Wanda Sykes, Melba Moore, Prince. I mean, if the list goes on, when you really start watching it again and not listen for the bullshit and listen for the positive, you realize how many people he actually showed a lot of love to in that damn interview.
I'm not gonna lie, I am.
He showed it. The list
But
is long. The
to
list
me,
of people that he gave props is longer than the list of people he insulted.
Yeah,
Right.
But the people he insulted is getting all the attention because people love the train wreck.
exactly. Yeah.
That's
I
why
see
I
what
asked
you're
the
saying
question
now.
again. Why do people love a fucking train wreck?
Because we've been trained in America to like the negative. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give
We
you-
don't put out the positive because the negative is what grabs the ratings. The negative is what grabs people's attention. The positive don't.
I'll be honest, and I'll be keeping absolutely 110% honest. And
Nowadays, wait, hold on, Waze.
ahead,
Nowadays, what do people latch on about MLK, about Martin Luther King? People latch on to all the affairs that he had and what he did extracurricular.
You know what? That's not true.
no, that is not.
That's not. That is 100% false.
That is not true.
Shit, the people I
People
know,
let on that I have a dream.
You cannot take.
If you can say you can walk in the room and say, okay, who had affairs and who did this and the negative shit, and nobody gonna know who the fuck you talking about. If you can say, you can stand in the room and say, who said I have a dream? Who did I have a dream speech? And ain't gonna be another fucker in the room that don't know who you're referring to. Don't give me that. Don't give me what people latch on to. No, about MLK. Bad analogy. I get your point. Terrible analogy. Waves, what were you about to say?
And I do get your point as well. But the most honest way to put this, sorry, excuse me. The most honest way to put this is we all selfishly want to watch and pay attention to this because it makes us feel better about the decisions we make in our own lives. And that's what it is. It's about a confidence boost to ourselves. And that's why we pay so much attention to all the negative shit that's going on in media and online, everything, all these videos. That's why people slipping and falling and hurting themselves is more funnier than watching a cat running face first into a cupboard, because it makes us more feel more better about ourselves watching someone else's pain than to watch something that has nothing to do with a human being that can relate, that we can relate to.
I'm gonna push back on that. I think the reason why we latch on to the negative shit is because we see the negative shit in our own lives.
Okay, go ahead. I thought you was done. Go ahead.
Oh
Finish.
no, it's just that to me. I see. I think that we latch on to the shit that we see happening to us every day, or what we go through every day, or the decisions that we make, and that's why we latch on to it, and we don't think about the positive shit because we don't see the positive shit in our lives.
And you know what? People like a good fight. I think, because quite frankly, I said it because I was waiting for it. Because while there was a whole lot of shit being said, and yes, I caught all of it. I wasn't missing none of it. If you would have asked me directly after I heard it all for the first time, the first thing that came to my mind, it would have been that dude said nothing bad about. He had nothing but love for Nick Cannon. He had nothing but love for D.L. Hughley, and he showed nothing but love to Bernie Mac and the Prince and the Melba Moore. And those were the five names that jumped out at me more than anything. That was the first. That was what hit me the most. How close friends he was with Prince, and how close he was with Nick Cannon long before Nick Cannon had a name for himself.
I see where you're going.
The respect he had for DL and Bernie Mac was just to me, that was what jumped. That's what stood out. I will also say, just putting you on pause for a minute, Big Ed. What I also thought was interesting was last night. Shannon and Ocho came on, did a special edition to talk about this Katt Williams video because it was going viral and it was the biggest one that he's done on Shay Shay. It was the biggest thing he's done so far on his new network.
Right.
So he came on to talk about it. And someone in the chat, an audience member, asked what for him stood out the most. And I earned a lot of respect for Shannon after all of the stuff that's been said and all of the stuff that's been commented about and all of the stuff that's been discussed. You know what jumped out to him when they asked him that question? The biggest thing about it, and he said, the biggest thing about it for me, which was interesting because I told you what mine was, and that was before I heard Shannon. Mine was the love for Nick Cannon, DL, Bernie Mac, Prince, and Melba Moore. And with Shannon, he said the first thing that jumped out was the story about this motherfucker being a 13-year-old fucking kid hitchhiking. I don't care what he call it. Yes, when you jump in a car with a stranger and take a trip, that's hitchhiking with nothing but his luggage and a Rottweiler puppy in a truck, not on a short trip down to your grandma's house down this block, in a truck from Ohio to Miami, Florida, on his own, and don't know nobody in Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, you right. That was a deep freaking story. And for him, that's what stood out.
Yeah.
I didn't hear a single person. And I say here, when I say here, I mean theoretically, of course, I'm not hearing them. I'm reading it and seeing it. But of all the posts, of all the comments, of all the shit I've seen people talking about all day for the last 2 days on the internet, not a single person brought that up. And the only person I saw bring up the love he showed to those people I named was a post that I put up there.
Yeah.
And I looked in the comments and I saw other people naming all the other people because I only named in my post, I only named Bernie Mac, DL, and Nick Cannon. In my thread, though, comments, people was naming all these other people that got named. I'm like, that's right, he did mention him. That's right, he did mention him. And I was like, damn, the list was so much longer for people he showed love for.
You know what's
but it got
the common
so much
denominator?
Less attention. But it got so much less attention.
You know what the common denominator is about all them people that you mentioned that he mentioned? They all spoke out against the system. Every last one of them.
I guess yeah, I could see that. But touching on what OG was talking about, when you bring it up, it does make me recognize. Yeah, I did, because there's a point of during that interview where he was talking about his IQ level and him at the age of 8 finding out about his IQ level and kind of excelling and exceeding from there to the path and where he is now. Uh, and that kind of hit home for me because I got Ben, my youngest son, who was 2 points shot of a genius level IQ, and I think about that in comparison with Cat Williams, same age, literally 8 years old, and everything, and that kind of put it in more into perspective and gave me a deeper respect for Cat Williams to take him in this entire interview from that point on, not even more seriously, but to actually want to hear what he had to say, because at that point I realized this isn't just a comedian I respect, but a highly intelligent individual that coincidentally I respect because of the career path he has taken. You know? So I don't know what it was. It was just, if you bringing that up kind of made me reflect on that, is the fact that this is a guy who found out at an early age, second grade, second grade, or second, third grade, that he has the intellectual level and the exact same IQ score as someone like Albert Einstein.
He was very smart as a kid. That was something I found interesting as well. But I mean, damn, you think about it, man. 13, you on your own, and you riding in a truck with a perfect stranger from Ohio to fucking Miami, Florida, and then you're out in Florida living in a park because you don't know anybody, you ain't got nobody to live with, you ain't got no credit history, you had $2,500 to get you started to enroll from there, and you know, kids are starting high school at 14.
I ain't gonna lie. I got a brother. We got a brother that that hitchhiked from New Mexico to Minnesota, and everybody. I'm not gonna say no names, but everybody think he had to do something strange for some change to get that ride. But we don't think that about Katt Williams.
He had $2,500. That's why.
I was gonna say he had the money.
So, it was interesting. It was interesting. That was it. That part kind of got my attention,
Yeah.
and it made me look at a lot of things differently. And like I said at the onset, I look at things differently than other people. So that's what
How strong do you have to be? How strong do you have to be 13 years old, leave home, and go to somewhere completely different and make a life for yourself? I wasn't that strong at 13. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't that strong at 13.
No, hell no.
No, not at all.
Hell no. I mean, the average person started high school at 14.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about
Right.
that. You're
At
eighth
first,
grade.
we're more focused on whether or not you're going to actually ever grow a mustache.
Yeah, at 13, my son's finna be an 8th grader.
Yes. You're eighth grader.
How in the fuck at 8th grade do you decide I'm gonna move to a whole different city without my family,
Fell
without
out with Pops.
nobody?
Fell out with Pops. Fell out with Pops.
Yeah.
Fell out with Pops.
Yeah, I fell out with Pops too, but I
No,
still
they
stayed
fell
in his
out
house.
evidently not as strenuously as he did. If you listen to the story that he told.
Yeah,
You listen to the story that he told, if you watch it again.
Oh no, I listened to the story he told.
Well, you ain't even listening to me right now. So how am I supposed to believe what the fuck you saying? If you watch it again, skip past all the bullshit, all the shit that everybody been talking about, and all the shit that's fun and funny and all the insults, and just listen to that story. And listen to that story, you'll realize that it was life or death between him and his dad. I can't sleep with you in the house, and you can't sleep comfortably with me in the house, and I can't sleep comfortably with you in the house because somebody ain't gonna wake up in this motherfucker. That's where they were, and he had to go because it was his house,
Right.
so he ain't leaving. So, but one of us got to leave, and it ain't him.
Right. I feel you.
He left, but to jump in a truck and go all the fucking way to Miami? Wow.
You know what else we're missing
Yeah,
on
I
this?
didn't jump in nobody else's truck. I jumped in my mom's car and came to Minneapolis. But I understand. I kind of understand where he's at. Because at 12 years old, I found out that I had a different dad than what I had. You know what I'm saying? And I started treating the dad that I had like shit. Like he wasn't nothing to me. You see what I'm saying? So we was kind of, not saying we was in the same situation, but it was a point where I couldn't live in his house because I was disrespecting him.
Well, who was in Minnesota?
My biological dad lived in Minnesota.
But nobody in Miami.
No, nobody in Miami.
There was nobody in Miami.
But I didn't know him.
I'm saying.
And from what I was told, he was a monster.
There was nobody for him in Miami.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because when it comes to Katt Williams' situation, the difference is you at least know you're going to something where he knew he had an idea of what he wanted, but he had no idea that it was going to be there.
He chose Miami because it was a shorter ride between Miami and California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One guy said he was headed to California, and one guy said he was headed to Florida. And Florida was a shorter trip. It was going to take less time. It was going to be less time in this fucking truck. And so that's why he chose it. And that's the only reason.
Yeah. No,
that's crazy, dude.
OG, there is something that I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure you caught it because you've obviously seen it several times. So you had more time to break it down. I got half an hour left in it, and I just got to this part where essentially Katt Williams offered almost like an olive branch for a ripple effect that impact the music industry as it is by bringing up or Shannon brought it up, but by his comments when it came to the Migos.
Yeah, I did catch that. And I don't know. I don't know how I read what I read into.
You know what caught me?
To me, what read.
You know what caught me more than.
Goddamn! Can I finish the sentence?
Go ahead. OG.
What I didn't know what to read into it because I thought his response kind of dispelled the rumor. I thought his response was that wasn't true. That story isn't true.
The Migos didn't need no help.
That's what he said.
That's what he said, pretty much. The Migos didn't need no help. So why would I give him help?
That's what I got out of that he was saying.
But what caught me after that part is the comedians that just got bags of money from women. And the women didn't say where they came from, but they came from Katt.
Yeah.
Comedians all across the country, because I know what you're going through.
Dion Cole posted about a 24 picture commentary of people giving testimony on what Katt Williams did for them. His philanthropy. He's very philanthropic, and so while so much was put on the negative things he said, there was a lack of attention on the positive things.
Oh yeah,
not only the positive things he said, but the positive things he does.
Right.
So that said, man, I just wanted to touch that. But back to the negative shit. He
back to the negative.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. I feel it.
He also took a shot at Luda. He took a shot at Michael Blackson. Michael Blackson, I don't know if you read any of the Michael Blackson comebacks, but a lot of people slapped back. So Michael Blackson smacked back with some hilarity. Michael Blackson's comeback has been the funniest, most entertaining
By
of
far.
It's not even close.
I haven't seen this yet.
He took it all in. He took it in stride and had fun coming back at him with jokes, and it's very very funny, very funny. It's not video. It's his tweets. So you have to read them, and I'll see if I can find them while I look for it.
Here's the thing about Michael Blackson's comebacks. This motherfucker goes. Sorry, we don't often use that word. This brother goes and uses the exact spelling for each little word he would use in his comedy bits, like you did.
Yes, well that's how his Twitter is though.
Okay.
When he tweets,
Man.
he does tweet like you can hear.
What he's actually saying.
Yeah. He spells it in this little accent. What was you about to say again?
I was gonna say, can we take 30 seconds to a minute, real quick? I'm sorry. I've been drinking a lot of beer today.
Oh, this thing got okay, well you go.
I'm sorry, my bad.
You go and do that. I'm gonna finish what I was saying. So go ahead.
I got it in the speaker, so
go ahead.
Got you, bro.
The faster you go, the faster you get back. So Blackson shot back with some jokes, with hilarity. Cedric the Entertainer shot back.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Kevin Hart shot back. He shot back. He kind of punched down.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart took it like, yeah, you wish. Get the anger out, but by the way, I got a new movie coming out. Check out my trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm good. You can go through all of that. You can have this moment, but I'm good.
He had a really Hollywood money type of approach.
Yeah, Cedric the Entertainer was the only one that slapped back with anger. He
came at him like a gangster.
Yeah, he came at it hard and pissed off. I mean, all that tough talk is corny, and blah blah blah. Yeah, he came at it a lot more with more vitriol.
He came back like he wanted them hands. That's what it sounded like to me.
He sounded like he want to fight over it.
Yeah, he sounded like he wanted some hands.
Yeah, he sounded like he want to fight. Michael Blackson said, I got some Michael Blackson quotes.
All right, what Michael Blackson say?
Yeah, Michael Blackson said, I'm so confused. He said I'm African with a fake African accent. My accent had me roasted every day in school and in comedy clubs in America, and I wish I could get rid of it. Even my Philly accent is fake. I guess the only thing real about me is my deek.
Oh my God. You mother sucker, you.
Michael Blackson said, Katt Williams is a top 5 comedian. Yeah. He said the top 10 comedians alive. Oh, he said this little leprechaun. What did he say? I'm this little leprechaun motherfucker. What did he say? Where is it at? It's funny as hell. Anyway, Michael Blackson had some funny shit. And he refers to himself as a top 10 comedian. He said top 10 comedians alive.
Top 20.
He said the top 10 comedians alive is Eddie Murphy. Listen to Big Head. Always got something to say. Dang. How come I can't?
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you where I put him. I put him in somewhere in the top 20. I don't know where.
I'm reading Michael Blackson's comeback.
OG, you know what he sound like to me? Oh yeah.
You got a point. You got a point. He said the top 10 black comedians alive: Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Katt Williams, Martin Lawrence, Kevin Hart, Mike Epps, Cedric the Entertainer, Earthquake, and guess who number 10 is, you beach motherfucker?
Yo, that's one thing I will give Michael Blackston credit because he's still, even with all the vitriol,
Katt Williams is a very smart midget nigga. He took shots at the top 10 comedians alive today so we could all respond and make him relevant again.
I will give respect to Michael Blackston because he at least acknowledged Katt Williams, even though he did specify 2005 Katt Williams
yes,
as
you
a
did.
top 5 comedian of all time.
Yeah, so that was funny. Cedric the Entertainer slapped back. He was all pissed off. He want to fight Katt now.
He want to get beat up by Katt?
Kevin
Wait,
Hart-
no, wait, I forgot. Katt can't beat up a 10th grader, so.
No, yeah, I was gonna
Kevin
say,
Hart just, like I said, Kevin Hart just punched down. Like, okay, whatever. Look at you,
you're C-list, not even.
bruh. Just watch my trailer for my new movie, and then and talk to me later. Get that anger out. Go on and get it out. I know you're jealous. I know you're jealous. Go on and get it out. And then Luda responded.
Always on my grind. They throwing shade because niggas could never take my shine. I bring my watch collection on my jet. Let me take my time. Like fine wine, I'm aging like Benjamin. Top 5, I'm worth mentioning. Bring me rappers, I'm lynching them. See the pendulum swing, Jesus with diamond thorns. Ludacris, swaddled in Gucci linens when I was born. Never been Illuminati. Only a Illuminati, and I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Now I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for likes. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns, yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise, comedians check your temperature.
And that's who decided to respond to the accusations that it was all Illuminati.
Yo, I ain't going front. Whenever Luda decides he's ready to go ahead and drop a little quick freestyle, it makes me wish there was a Luda album coming out.
And
Okay.
go ahead.
You must not have been listening to the smoke session last week or something. Or
Nope.
was it the week before? There's a Luda album coming out.
No,
He's already said it.
listening to the smoke.
I was listening to the smoke session. I just wasn't, sober enough to remember the smoke session. Sorry.
He does sound a little like.
Oh, yeah.
He
But
does.
yeah, Luda got an album coming out. So
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up, man. It's been a long show. It's been a lot we talked about. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad we touched on everything from all the drama to the positive stuff to the slapbacks and a slightly different. Just wanted to take all perspectives of what we saw in the Katt Williams interview. Very involved interview, very good interview, very good show. Congratulations to Shannon Sharp on going viral with that. And Katt really, really, really put everybody on notice again. He definitely made himself relevant all over again. What were you about to say, Joe?
I was going to ask OG before you signed off here. What do you think Steve Harvey's response is going to be if he decides to respond?
He won't.
none.
He won't.
No.
He won't.
Wait,
He's
I
not
take
gonna-
it back.
He's gonna play too high and mighty to get involved with that childish shit.
I was
That's what he-
interested in what you would think on that.
That's what he did. That's what he did when they had the battle here, and that's what he's gonna do now.
Okay. I feel it. Sorry.
I think he's still gonna stick to a story of being a homeless man that he stole from Katt.
But he gonna stick to his story, but he ain't gonna. He gonna stick to his story, but he's not gonna acknowledge this. He's not gonna acknowledge it. He's gonna act like he did. He might even act like he didn't see it. He won't. He won't acknowledge it. He's not gonna give it. He's not gonna give it any more energy than he feels it deserves, because he knows if he him clapping back is feeding it energy and keeping it alive. So by ignoring it, by not feeding it more energy, it's less likely to grow legs. So
How long has Steve Harvey been host of Family Feud?
I'm not sure.
7-8 years,
7-8 years.
something
So
like that.
2-3 years we'll probably get a response from him.
We ain't gonna get no response. I'm telling you now. I know
He
it. I
hasn't.
know it.
He hasn't responded to the Bernie Mac rumors, and those have been going on.
He's not
Yeah.
going to. I was here when they had that battle that Katt Williams referred to in the show, and somebody asked him about it beforehand, and he said, "I don't get involved with that kind of stuff. That's not." He said, "I was offended when I got here and saw that it was being billed as a battle." Because I didn't sign up for no battle. I don't do that. That's not my style. I'm not in that. It's going to be a comedy show. And that's what I'm doing. And that's all I do. So he's not going to entertain it. He's going to play too above that, too grown, too above it. He's not going to acknowledge it. So don't even expect it. Steve Harvey will not respond. Steve Harvey will not give it legs. He's not going to feed energy. He's not going to feed it any energy. You feed it no energy, it goes away. That's the philosophy he's taken, and that's what he's going to run with.
I was kind of curious because that was the one individual we didn't touch on yet. At length, at least, we hadn't touched on yet. That he
briefly we did. We talked about his hair, but yeah, no, I don't. He's not going to give it. He's not going to give that any legs. He won't give it any energy.
Okay,
He knows better. He knows better. He's been in this game way too long. He plays it a little different. Yeah. That said, we're going to close the show with something a little different. So before we do this, I want to say good night. Thank you all for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, the What Up Doe Show Network. I'm your boy, OG Tim Wilson. This is the Nasty Boys, Big Ed.
What up, though?
And Ways.
Yeah.
We are out of here, and we're gonna leave on a different note, because I was involved in something that I thought was very interesting that I wanted to share with y'all, and I can't tell the whole story because we've taken so much time on the other story that I thought we would. I knew it would be involved enough for us to kill the whole show, but I don't know if you've ever been to a live auction.
Yes, I have.
Auctioneers are very interesting to me. Well, I was at an auction, and this was the dopest auctioneer ever. It's somebody you've heard of and somebody you've known. Let's hear it for Busta Rhymes as the auctioneer on our way out. Thanks for joining the What Up Doe Show.
Let's go! First up, we got a portrait of a moon, and it's blue when it's over top of a pool, and it's shining like a diamond. It was painted with a spoon, and the artist killed 20 people with a harpoon. And damn, all them 20 people, they was wildin'. Oh. It's a rare painting and the styling. Nice. All the paperwork on it is valid. Good. We gon' start to bid 100,000, 100,000 bid, 1 and 20 bid. Do I hit 130, 1 and 30 bid? Do I hit 140, 1 and 40 bid? Do I hit 150? Thank you, 1 and 50, $100,000 bid. Do I hit 1 and 60, $100,000 by the bid? Yeah, we still at 1 and 50 going once a bid of 150,000 going twice, $150,000 bid is still 3 times it's sold to the heck. That's right. Next up on the list is a mini Lego set of a Chevy Corvette. Interior is red, exterior is black. It was crafted by the hands that produced this track. Got seats in the front, got seats in the back. Got a little bitty trunk, you can hide your weed at. We gon' start this bid, 500,000 flat. Do I hit 525 next? Let's go. 525, $100,000 bidder. Do I hit 530 for somebody in the middle? Oh wait, that's great. Now I see 550, $100,000 bidder. Do I hit 560? Okay, 550 going once. No, wait a minute, 560 in the front. It's 560 going once, going twice. 560 is sold to the man with the blunt.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
What up, though?